Beautiful blue skies, flowers coming back to bloom, stray cats coming out of hibernation, cherry blossoms. Yes, these are all signs that spring must be just around the corner. Yes, indeed, spring is in the air, so why don't you take a nice walk to the park and have a relaxing picnic. Hello friends, this video is about my new puzzle series, and I'm calling it Akaki's Picnic. In this puzzle series, you get a picnic basket like this, and you have to pack these pieces into the basket. There are 10 puzzles in total, and each one is a different color. The basket is shared between all the puzzles, but you need a different trick to solve each of these puzzles, similar as they might seem. There's 10 designs. This one is cake basket. It's the easiest design, with 3 symmetric pieces. A piece of cake, however, it is not. Getting the first 2 pieces in is easy enough, but no matter what you try, the third one doesn't seem to have any openings left to go in. My personal favorite is egg basket. It's got a lot of different types of rotations and other tricks that you need to master in order to get the pieces in. There are ones that need a bit of dexterity to solve, ones that are constrained to only using linear moves instead of rotations, ones that have 2 or more identical pieces, and so on. I think these are pretty good puzzles, and I think you should give them a try. You can 3D print them at home. I've published all the files. Or you can buy some of these that I've printed. And some of them are even going to be made into high quality artisan wood versions by cubic dissection. Now, I don't want to spoil any of these puzzles for you by solving them here on camera, so I've asked a few of my friends to try them out and say what they thought. So take a look. Most of whom I offered these puzzles to try were intrigued by the friendly looking design. All they would have to do is put a few pieces in this generously sized opening. Soon they would find out that simply stuffing the pieces in a random order wouldn't cut it. They would need to think outside of the box. After a while, everyone would start forming the cube first outside of the basket and then divine a strategy with which to get it in. I had my friends start out with the easiest puzzle, cake basket. For some, it was a cakewalk. For others, it proved frustrating. But after a bit of insisting on my part, they saw what fun these puzzles were. There was a fair deal of personal variation in the difficulty of these puzzles. What came easy to some was difficult for the other. Sometimes it's not so much about finding the correct solution as it is keeping track of how the rest of the pieces were supposed to go in again. Unorthodox methods were developed in order to solve this beta version of Subway basket.
まりこうこうか。なるほど。なんでこれ気づかなかった？ね、できた。悔しい。近くまで行ってたのに。よし。あとここでしまった。さっきここで組み立ててたのに外してしまった。興奮のあまり。そして回転。気持ちいい。
And finally, I had my puzzle enthusiast friend try one of the harder ones, egg basket. Little did we know that the old lady at this restaurant was a puzzle enthusiast herself. Seeing us playing with puzzles, she served us up with a difficult 12-piece fish jigsaw. To give you an idea of the difficulty of these puzzles, the hardest one needs up to 18 moves to get just 4 pieces into the basket. However, if you want further challenge, here's Nacho Basket. If it's not yours, you might ask, whose is it? And you'd be right to ask that, because this is made by no one else but William Hu, a brilliant puzzle designer, designer of my favorites, the Geneva puzzle. I think just to get the last piece in, it needs up to like 12 moves or something, just for that one piece to go into its place. To get back at William for designing this nacho basket, what I've done is design this one. It's called Peppermint Basket. I can also say that this one uses a few such crazy moves that I don't know if I could have solved it myself if I wasn't the designer. In my last video I already published the beta versions of these 10 puzzles, and as soon as I put them online, well, it only took a few days for people to have printed them and started solving them, and there were shortcuts and alternative solutions. Luckily I had a little bit of help from this software that I've discovered. It's called Burr Tools. So this is a really cool piece of software that lets you, well, solve puzzles like this, but also solving them is a useful thing to have as a tool when designing these. So I've inputted a lot of my puzzles into here, and it can tell me if there are any simple solutions that I missed. Unfortunately, it doesn't account for rotations and twisting, so actually this software can only solve one of all these 10 puzzles. So what do you think? Try and print a few of these, try and solve them. Tell me which ones you liked. So, and just like William has done, why don't you try and design a puzzle yourself using the same basket? Thank you for watching, and see you next time.